Hello, we are Big Bear Studios. Welcome to our video playthrough of our game DreamWalker. So this is our main menu screen. Just to show we've got interactive buttons for options how to play and credits, and we're going to click Start the Journey and begin the game. Here is the intro. So just to give you a little bit of a context, this version of the game is actually not the latest build. It's the second latest build. It's like the beta version of the game. In the interest of time, we've just had to do the video playthrough on this, but the changes we've made since then are merely aesthetic. So the start of the level begins, and is indicated to the player to knock the boulder over the side to take out the enemy. That's the element that's going to come back in later in the game, and yeah, I just died there. But that shows you the dying mechanic, if you like, in the game, how it just resets the game scene back to the start there. So the player has to collect these diary pages, and there's a corresponding puzzle piece for each one of those. And there's 6 in total. And just taking out these enemies with the torch mechanic, you hit spacebar to activate the torch. They come to the second, what was essentially the second level of the game. Because it's a narrative game, we felt it would have been a nice touch to have it just more as a continuous flow, as opposed to scene 1, scene 2. It's not that sort of game, it's more of a continuous flow, so. Moving on to what is essentially the 3rd/4th level, if you like. So the diary riddles give clues as to where the puzzles are in the world, and what's coming up, essentially. So that riddle gives a clue to the jaws, if you like, which are essentially the caves. Oh, and yeah, there's another death sequence. Happened to die again. But this is a good example of the reset mechanic, actually. So, because by that point players should have collected 2 puzzles, if not 3, we've decided to essentially just give them the 2 puzzles they'd already collected. But they still have to collect the 3rd one, of course. But this just means the progress is saved. It means they don't have to start again, or they're not continuing on without the puzzles they've already accrued. So, wandering into the cave again, with some nice nightmarish ambient sounds to join us as well. Try not to die this time. So there's little indentations in the cave roof, which do suggest to the player where to go, where they should be aiming for. Such as right here as well. It's quite a perfectly cut groove to make sure the player knows, yeah, actually, this bit's safe. Coming up to the next level. Again, the line, when will push come to shove, giving an indication of what to do, and obviously this harks back to the start of the game as well, the 1st level. Just a bigger version of it, essentially, with a bit more of a threat. And using the boulder, they can leap out of there safe and sound. With 5 puzzles collected, there's only 1 more to go. And as I mentioned previously, this isn't the latest version of the build. The build we have will have bugs like that, for example, out of the game. Aesthetic differences as well, but the main gameplay is all very much the same. So here is the final level. This is the good part of the dream, essentially. Once the players made it out of the nightmare and collected all the puzzle pieces, they're met with this strange looking scene, which is pretty cool. And a change of music as well to indicate such. Entering into the epilogue of the narrative. This leads into the final image, which shows that the narrative was actually about the main character losing his best friend, which was his poor old dog. Very sad. But there's the video playthrough. Cheers for watching.